Dwayne The Rock Johnson recently talked about what it means to change the hierarchy of DCEU, and what does he mean by a new era for DC. Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix. My name is Chris Wong. So we're all eagerly waiting for Black Adam to come out. I know I am, because of one big moment at the very end of the movie where apparently Superman shows up. Now it's kind of interesting because he kind of knows that people are definitely talking about this, and for the press who has seen the movie already, kind of vaguely ask him that same question about what that moment actually means.
Do you plan at this moment to make the movie that is teased in the end credits?
Absolutely. That is the whole point.
One big question about a possible return of somebody else.
Well, I mean, by design, we created that moment at the end of the movie where it's just going to spark a conversation.
I'm gonna ask you real quick a couple things, the mid-credit scenes.
Mm-hmm. The end credit.
Yeah, the end credit scene. We got a little taste of what's to come, yes?
Yes. So what you saw at the end of the movie that everyone is early now losing their minds over.
Yes.
That's a reflection of listening to the fans.
Okay.
And that's also a reflection of building to something big.
So then that means...
Which, as we know, eventually that would lead to a Black Adam versus Superman movie. But to Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I think it means something more to him. A new era of listening to fans who've wanted Henry Cavill to come back as Superman. I mean, in recent years, we've been pretty frustrated about the lack of Superman. I mean, every time they showed up Superman, he'd either be headless Superman in Shazam or shadowy Superman in Peacemaker. And in a way, in the latest TikTok spot, he kind of just blew a hole in that altogether. In that spot, you do see Easter eggs of the Flash, Aquaman, and of course, Superman, with a fiery hole over his faceless head. Which to me, I think all that means is that one day he'll take on the Justice League, but also physically destroying the faceless Superman, because Henry Cavill is back. And in these recent interviews, he actually talked about Warner Bros. Discovery, the new regime, and them looking for a new DC head.
I feel really confident in the new leadership that's in here now at Warner Brothers, and actively looking now for, we're going to land on some leadership on the DC side too. Hey, this is a new era in the DC universe. It's a new era there. It's a new era in Black Adam. You saw the end of Black Adam. That's a new era too as well that we're bringing in. So I feel good.
So with that said, he also teases that this new era is actually all about listening to fans.
Now, and doing our best to give the fans what they want. And maybe sometimes down the road, and I went through this in pro wrestling, is you can't always give them what you want, but you'll always know that we're listening. I've been listening, and I've been wanting to address fans for years, because I've been waiting for someone to step up and address the fans and say, hey, we hear you.
So that being said, if he is listening to fans, he's heard that we wanted Henry Cavill to be back as Superman, and being The Rock, he stormed right into the offices of Warner Brothers and says, you will give me Henry Cavill back as Superman. His influence, his power to bring back Henry Cavill as Superman is him kind of pitching to us fans that if he's able to do that, he may be able to give us anything we want. He is listening to the fans.
I will say this, the goal is we want to continue to build out the DC universe, because there's so many places to go with Black Adam, with the JSA, the Justice League, new characters that are in the DC Bible that haven't been introduced yet, and it's really up to the fans.
So if Black Adam is successful, this could be a way for not only him, but his producing partner, Hiram Garcia, who also is part of this whole $7 production, could lead the DCEU. We could get our Black Adam versus Superman movie. They could get their Black Adam versus Suicide Squad, even Black Adam versus Justice League. And if he's truly listening to the fans, just like how he listened to the fans and took out that little Steppenwolf clip in that little spot, maybe this could mean that if enough fans want to see that Justice League versus Darkseid movie, he's gonna try and bring that to the fans.
And so when you talk about box office and what this could potentially be, we'll see. The box office will drive everything, but that is the overarching goal.
Well, what do you think about Dwayne The Rock Johnson's recent comments about that moment at the end of the movie? And how, if Black Adam is successful, how they could build out the DCEU? Share your thoughts in the comments down below.